Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the show, and what a delight. We have a real special guest. Now, this man is truly one of the great teachers in our community, and I really stress that because he has a proven track record of incredible students, and his methods really are emulated by a lot of people. And really, he was one of the first people to receive recognition for his work in Partimento, thus raising the profile of the community with his stellar work working as a teacher, and really one of the best teachers, the great Mr. Tobias Cramm. And so, Tobias, welcome to the show for the second time.
Thank you. I'm quite embarrassed.
Don't be. We're really, as a teacher, I really marvel at the success that you have had with these methods, and what a treat for our listeners today, because we are actually going to really almost have a lesson with Tobias today, which will be so wonderful. We're going to talk about Furno, so get your Furno ready, because we're going to really... Now, I got a comment the other day about someone saying that, Partimento, it's tough. I can't get into it. Every book is a scholarly book. It's only for university people. It's terrible for beginners. And I think, you know what? This is perfect. This is the episode for you, my friend. This is the episode. and we're going to really have a wonderful time. And before we start, Tobias, can you let people know what's been up since the last time we spoke? How are things going?
Oh, thank you. Going well. I'm preparing Menti Party 2022 with a lot of exciting teachers and a lot more topics, trying to be as diverse as possible on the Neapolitan pedagogy, making it actual for our days.
Now, just as a reminder, when did you discover Partimento? What year was that you discovered Partimento? And how long have you been applying the principles?
Mm-hmm. This was in 2006, actually, when Rudolf Lutz announced the book of Robert Yering. And yes, and I read the book and I met Alma in 2010. And I think I got specifically into Partimenty in 2010 when we started to work with Alma.
It's incredible. I mean, 2006, what is that now? I'm not a mathematician. Now that is 16 years of experience, of knowledge. That's really wonderful. And that's fantastic. And you mentioned Alma Deutscher, who really is a wonderful composer, a success story. She's doing very well now. And you were her early music teacher for several years. It's really great. So that's the background for the listeners at home right now watching. So we have a great teacher here. Now, Tobias, how should we start? You've sent me some documents. We were talking about Furno, right? Now, before we actually dive into the PDF that you sent me, why... Now, you've, like I said, 16 years of Partimento. Why Furno? Why that collection?
Well, there's really every collection and every maestro I've been studying is a miracle in itself, and there's many pros and cons, of course, to start with any collection. It just happened to me that I had the first contact actually with Partimenty through Giovanni Furno's short treatise. And one of them, one reason I kept working with it was that it is just the basslines are very easy to play for a person who has had several weeks of keyboard experience. It's just quarter notes, and as soon as you can read bass clef, you're able to play the bass line. But on the other hand, it's a very complex, in a way, or rich, poetic treatise, in that you need to understand a lot of context and a lot of things that are going with it and that are not in the text itself. So this combination of simplicity technically of playing and the fact that we need to kind of make a story out of it ourselves. That we have very few guidelines is amazing for me.
We're going to spend most of this talking about Furno, but can I ask you? You mentioned other collections in your private teaching when you teach Partimento. What collections do you like to use other than Furno? Just I'm curious.
I like a lot In Sanguine, Giacomo In Sanguine, the rules, because they have very beautiful small examples that exemplify a rule or a statement, and also his so-called easier Partimenti, because they are them in themselves. When you play them, they are much more like a real music, and then are kind of easier to understand musically. So, and I mean, of course, Fedele Fenaroli is unbeatable, probably.
Unbeatable.
And also Leonardo Leo, I love a lot. And, well, lately the Piccoli Bassi of Stanislao Mattei are a real revelation to a lot of people, including me. And also Nicola Sala for his more church-like style, but very, very beautiful bass lines and very sophisticated character of artfulness and exercise.
Great. Okay. So let's give the people what they want. This is Furno 1. And even the great John Mortensen teaches out of Furno. Many people use Furno. Professor Yerdigan has Furno. You see the link here to partimenty.org. It's one of the more prominent collections. And I think he even directs people to look at Furno if you're an absolute beginner. Let's say I'm an absolute beginner. Tobias, what should we do now? You've given me this bass line. I see it's in G. How do you teach somebody?
Well, of course, first we should have in mind that this is taken from a treatise. So it's an example for a text that has a lot to say beforehand. And I was often wondering how one can actually approach this first example, what one needs to know beforehand. But then I decided just to take a very simple approach. Yes, you can show a bit here. This is the Italian original text and translation. And it reads so nicely. I'm always reminded of him as some sort of legal language. It's really worth reading.
Right.
Because it's so pragmatic in a way, so specific.
Okay, and sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
But what I can show here in this in our conversation is an approach that is based on, I would say, on counterpoint.
Right.
So, we can just start here. I will play now the first two measures. And if I take away the first three notes, it'll be you see? And now I even can break it down to and so like two tiny patterns in the scale degrees 1, 2, 1 and 1, 4, 5, 1. So if this is our starting point, I tell a student, you play this with your left hand and it won't change. This is just it. the one thing we refer to, right? So, and then there is really a simple process going on, which is on the first note, I choose to play a second note with my right hand, which needs to be either an octave or a third or a fifth above that first note. Again, knowing that
can I ask you a quick question? You choose any of the notes of the 8-5-3 chord. You start on the third, fifth, eight. Anyone is okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's it.
Because if I have this note here in my left hand, the octave can be this note or this. There's a flexibility in register, perhaps. Right? Just to make sure we don't misunderstand each other. It's the third can be this one or even this, or if I like here, it's always the third, the function of the third.
Got it.
So, all you need to do next is you go from this note to this note, and you need to think of what is this note that you chose in your right hand going to do, reacting to the new note of the bass.
Right.
And we need two, or I set two kind of rules or guidelines. First, this new note needs to be a consonance. Or more specifically, it needs to conform to what Furno describes as the possible notes above each scale degree.
Right.
And second, I invite people to think of there's going to be a line like from the first to the second note and then to the third, and try to stick to the pitch of the first note. So kind of a lazy voice, a voice that wants to stay always at the same note.
Right.
Or return to it.
Right.
This is really all, this is all about.
Right.
So if I take, again, the three notes, and I start with the third, I have two options. I can go in counter movement and back, or I can go in parallel motion. Both are possible. Both are creating consonances on the way. So I just, all I do is just I memorize the two options. If you want to highlight I'm now talking about starting from the last note of the first measure onwards. You want to scroll a bit to the right? Yes, that's it. So just this.
Right.
So this was the third. Now, if I start on the octave, here I have actually only one option with the guideline of the linear lazy voice, because I cannot go in parallel motion. I cannot do this. That's the one thing they just tell you not to do.
Yeah.
Don't go in parallel octaves, and also not in parallel fifths. And I can also not stay on the note, because that would create a dissonance. So what I can do is I can go in contrary motion.
Right.
So already I have two. I worked with two voices. A voice meaning some sort of line that started on a specific note, and the note was decided upon according to the rule of possible notes on a specific starting note.
And that you get those possible notes from the rule of the octave. Oh wait, my wife just. Let me ask that question again because my wife appeared in the background. Let me ask that question one more time. So the possible notes, is that from the rule of the octave? Oh.
This is actually just from the. In Furno's case, it's just taken from what you read before in the text. And of course, what many people today term rule of the octave. But it's a kind of controversial term. But it's, yes, it's taken from what they would introduce as the intervals that you put above the scale degrees of any major or minor scale.
I have one more question, which is on the third note here of Furno 1. Now, that's the third scale degree. Rule of the octave says you put a 6 chord, but whenever I see these German thorough bass treatises, everything is a 5 chord. They put a 5 chord on everything. So what do we put on that third scale degree?
Yes, good question. Oh well, but it's a longer story. Probably it has to do, in my humble opinion, it has to do with the transition from an earlier period in the Baroque or late Renaissance music to a later period. The early period featuring more triads on every bass note, and the later period favoring more this, you can call it framework of rule of the octave, okay, where the third scale degree actually is most often having a 3/6 chord.
That's interesting. See, I wouldn't know that unless you told me. Isn't that great? And I think that's the great thing about having a teacher. The teacher can tell you stuff like that. Okay, so let's continue. I would love to hear a 2-voice realization of Furno.
Of the whole one, you think? I mean, well, anyway.
Are we jumping the gun? Are we jumping the gun? Okay.
I was just trying to demonstrate this core process, which is then applicable to any pattern you choose.
Okay.
So again, the 2 notes and the 2 voices, like or and there's also a third one in the right hand, but I leave it out for the moment. So because now I can combine the voices that I have memorized. I kind of memorize one voice at a time, and then I put them together, meaning I play 2 voices in the right hand with the bass. So in that case, I favor for the third, I favor this parallel motion, and the result will be
nice.
That's all.
Nice.
And as I've played this in the right hand, I played, and I immediately tell the student, imagine this note goes up by an octave. You see? So instead of playing in the right hand actually a third to begin with, I play a 6th in the right hand. And I do the same shape of melody.
Right.
So the result will be, and this is for many players, including adults, it's an interesting experience because they kind of know what to do, but they have to figure it out in their hands. See? So it will be, all voices will be either or and any realization that works with the 2 voices in the right hand can be inverted that way, has like a counterpart that works as well. and
Great.
It's a nice experience.
I think. Would you be interested in playing just maybe just playing through it in just that simple? It doesn't have to be particularly elaborate, but just a simple what you just said with that. Maybe just keeping that voice. How would that sound like if you played that with Furno 1?
Yes, of course. So perhaps I do some comments.
Okay.
If I take now the whole two measures at the beginning, I would go for the octave. This is actually really just one option for the whole line. It can have different steps on the way. And then the other voice could be, here I go up, because I just like the third here. And then the two voices together. And again, instead of starting like that, I start like that.
Sounds incredible.
The beauty of it is that if you start working with the bass and one voice and then another voice and you put them together, in the end you realize, oh, I play a kind of chordal realization, but it's not, the experience is different. It's not so much thinking in a series of chords, but it's more this weaving of voices that create actually a flow of harmonies.
Right.
Especially for keyboard players, this is a valuable experience, I find.
How do you go from one note to maybe two notes per bass note?
How do you mean?
For instance, we're going one note in the treble, one note in the bass, but maybe a student says, okay, I'm quite comfortable now adding one voice and two voices. But I can see like there's gaps as I jump. Maybe I jump by a third. Can I fill in the gaps with a passing note? Can I add? How do I make it start to create some variety? Now that I'm comfortable with the voice, like the octave line starting out.
Well, what happens here in these first two measures is that the bass is actually jumping around a lot. and it's nice to have one element more jumping and one element more linear.
Right.
But as soon as I get the hang of these voices, of course, if I go back to a single melody or voice, I can change. I kind of change in the voices throughout.
So you don't stick to the octave line. You will jump from the third. Then you might go up to the octave. You might jump around, basically. Yes,
why not?
Okay,
but based on the experience of the linearity.
Right. And I'm going to that particular line. I'm coming down.
Yes.
And with that understanding. Okay, great. My goodness, look how quick the time, 24 minutes already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shall we wrap up one and go to two, or what do you think? What it's your floor, sir. Anything you would like to go?
Well, I can briefly point out, because this number one is really intense. If you understand it well, you have covered a lot of the whole treaty, I think.
And intense because you're saying that it actually has a lot of different chords that you have to make sure you get right. Is that right?
Yes. It's a kind of just the context again. So first, of course, I need to understand, it's in G major. I need to understand that there is a cadential pattern in measure 2 to 3, and also at the end. And there's several little topics like the fourth scale degree, which which if you look at in the treatise, it has at least 3 different
yeah. Yeah.
and they all appear here, which is so nice.
Yeah.
So the first one in measure 2
Yep.
is in the context of a rising to the 5th scale degree in the context of a cadential pattern, which means here you basically are allowed to do 3rd, 5th, and 6th and octaves.
Okay.
Because you're going to 5 and then back to 1.
Right, right.
Totally different is measure 3. I see scale degree 5, 4, 3, which would not be nice if I go, for example, would mean would not be accurate.
Sounds like the Beatles.
So in the context tells me, I'm looking for this. The tritone here to resolve. And then in measure 5, I kind of jump on the 4th scale degree from anywhere, and I go down by step, meaning that the most standard version is to do 3rd and 5th.
Great. And then this, you have one more even here.
Well, yes, this is a bit of a weird note. It can be, could be with 3rd and 5th, or with 3rd and 6th, as you like.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. And then here's the same like measure 2. You have that cadential chord. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Perhaps we might we can talk about 2 little things here.
Sure,
in the
absolutely.
Whole, so go back to measure 3.
Okay.
The 3 notes here, which is 1, 6, 5. What is the implication? I often tell students, we're coming from the framework of rule of the octave. How do you go? If you go down stepwise, we are rehearsing like things like that.
Spicy chord there, yeah. Yep.
Parallel motion in thirds, and so now just skip the second harmony and you get and the context of the E to D is that it is 6th to 5th scale degree, which requires this raised 6th. And if you now go to measure 6 to 7, I have
this here.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's also G, E, but then there's C.
Yep.
Which means you jump away from E to anywhere. And the implication is that you don't do...
yeah.
Wouldn't sound reasonable.
Okay.
So, but you can stay with the same notes, or in other words, have 3rd and 5th above the E.
Right. I have one. Sorry. Go ahead. I have a question after you finish.
This whole end part of this Partimento, you can work like taking it first back to condense it to 1, 4, 5, 1.
Yep.
Then inserting the 6th scale degree. And eventually thinking of what happens here which is a more melodic thing, you need to, with one voice it's easy.
Yep.
And so on.
Right. My question was just in about that fourth scale degree here. We know in the rule of the octave.
It's not that one.
Oh, I'm gonna have to cut that out. Let me say that again. This is why it's not live. Okay. So my question is about the fourth scale degree, and so we know in the rule of the octave 6/5 chord, 5/6 chord. Is that I've seen in tabulaturas with Fenaroli, sometimes he just puts a 5 chord going to a fifth scale degree. Is that okay? Or is it better to use the added sixth in the fourth scale degree?
We will see with Furno that he starts off with just the cadential pattern, meaning that it's a cadenza semplice. It's going, in the end, it's going. Later, we will have the cadenza composta or even doppia.
Right, exactly.
And just as a starting point, I recommend to have the understanding of 5/6 chord here. If you work with a single voice, of course you can do. Now you need to go. That's the counterpoint, or a possible counterpoint of a voice that starts on the octave and stays on the same note, doing a fifth, and now going to third.
One more question is this sort of issue here. If you have 3 voices, this is a 5 chord going to another 5 chord. So how do you prevent like car crash if you have bad counterpoint? Yeah.
Well, I think it's really not a real problem in composed music. It's something we make a problem of in theory discussions. After all, if you work with single voices, it's just important you need to know what the single voice can do. So on the D, if I go third, it's parallel motion is the nicest, or it's very nice. Or contrary is possible. The octave and the fifth are not going to go in parallel motion. That's all. I mean, and then, of course, sounds a bit strange. Perhaps you decide to go, actually to do a 6 chord. I don't know. I really don't care so much about this. Of course, I learned 30 years ago, I learned to do just contrary motion. But again, if you, the exciting moments in music are really, because this is the cadenza or the deceptive cadence, it's a moment where we expect a real cadence, and we are deceived.
Yeah.
So how does composer deals with this?
Great answer. Now here's a big thing that a beginner would worry about is, okay, wow, help me, I have 2 beats to worry about.
Well, I think it's just we don't need to. It's just you can do for this first number. You really can do the same as in measure 2. It doesn't matter.
So you just hold it. It's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
For this first one.
Okay.
Later it will matter about the 5th scale degree, but not here yet.
Okay. Tobias, do you want to maybe play through it with some ideas,
yes,
just to demonstrate? Okay.
So. Now, something like that. Here I start really. Now I like to merge into one note. And if I play the same, instead of like that, I go. Probably.
Beautiful. That now, could you show maybe a little bit more advanced version, so which maybe takes a bit more ideas now that, okay, so I think now people are getting the idea of it. They would be curious to see what can Furno can we get some actual music out of Furno 1? Because people think one of the criticisms of Furno is, like you said initially, the rhythms are a bit, all the quarter notes. But I've seen some of your students they've taken Furno and they've made it like a romantic piece. Can you show how can you take a simple exercise and make it even more musical beyond an exercise?
I think there is two directions I like to explore. One is really actually even more voices, more harmony. So, and one fun or just game is, again, if I take, it works for certain passages only. I play this an octave lower. So you know already, right? There is a fourth voice I can do. That works nicely with the others. Right? So now I actually have like a position of chord in the right hand. I can start, instead of like that, I can start like that. I play the same voices. And now I say, why don't you put the middle of the three voices, which is in this case, this one octave lower, and play it with the left hand. So like a new tenor voice, kind of. So my left hand would play. And my right hand plays the remaining two voices.
It's beautiful.
I love beautiful. I love it.
That's so beautiful. Can you? I'm sorry, but can you play the whole piece like that?
It needs some adjustments. Actually, I'm not sure.
That was gorgeous.
I can even do it. So the process was really just to have first this version, and then to put this voice an octave lower. I can also do it from here. Then I need a bit of a big, the 10th in the right hand to start with. But I especially like this chord, actually. Anyway.
Gorgeous. That's beautiful.
This is one way of, I think, making really nice music. I mean,
you said there were, but you said there were two ways now.
Yes. So the other one is actually just play a nice, improvise a melody in your right hand. And I know this is hard to understand first, because you think, well, how can I do a transition from chord to melody? And but I'm sure as soon as you just take your time with a pattern, looping it and coming back and playing, just exploring, I'm sure anybody can find kind of nice melodies. So the idea is, again, I just play left hand constantly. I don't need to think about it. And then I go...
Ooh! Wait, that was a very important thing. You said looping. So,
yes.
For instance, in Furno 1, what parts would you loop?
Yes, I definitely would loop what I have been talking about a lot now. And probably, well, you see the other places are really smaller segments. Yes, thank you.
That's the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What other segment would you say is a good place to?
Probably.
Oh.
I know, it's very short. Just explore hundreds of...
Just 5, 4, 3?
No, the third measure, G, E, D.
Oh, sorry. So G, E, just this.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Got it.
And yes, and then in the end, probably a simplified cadence first. But not really. It's a good question about the patterns, but it's more useful to have it in a larger context of the later basslines to follow.
Can you? Would you be able to demonstrate this kind of free improvisation across the whole of Furno 1? Would that be asked?
I'll just try and...
Oh, I would pay to see that. I would pay to see a concert of that. That's wonderful. Okay, we could spend all day on Furno 1, but I think we do have to move on. So we have to move on. So let's. How about? Should we talk about 2 very briefly?
So, if you look at the beginning, there's an interesting little problem here. If I work with 2 voices, again, the parallel thirds. Now I go in parallel motion. With the other voice, here I must go that way. So if I combine the 2 voices, am I going to play 2 thirds above the bass? Not sure. I wonder, can I do, with this voice, can I do something else? So I find out, reading back in the rules, I could do the diminished fifth here.
Because it's the 7th scale degree ascending to the 1st scale degree according to the rule of the octave. Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
With a false 5th.
Of course, if I would play only...
Is that a priority note? Is that 5th? Is that the note you want, or is that like an optional note?
Well, the interesting thing is that if I take only, and I think of the most natural ways how to harmonize that with 2 voices, my choice would be But then my first two voices are third and fifth. Because I use the third and fifth going down also, like in things like that. But here, as I started, I have third and octave.
Right.
But if I have the good messages, if I have this one included, it's very beautiful to have.
Right.
So the kind of false fifth is nicely put together with the sixth and the third.
I have a question about, well, let's take a look at perhaps this thing here, which is the first scale degree going to the third scale degree. That's a 5 chord going to a 6 chord, but really it's the same harmony. Do you just restrike the same note? Do you go to another voice? What would you suggest in that situation?
Perhaps this is a moment to think about, actually, why are all these bass lines in quarter notes, mainly? And I only, over time, had I realized that there must be some sort of phrasing, inherent phrasing, and that, of course, you need to decide upon, and sometimes there's different ways of thinking about it. But really, these two notes for me have come to be like the end note of a pattern before and the new note of a new pattern.
Right.
So it's not important. So I hear, or even I breathe and I go.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yes, and here's another question, which is these two guys here. Now, do you think of them as kind of the same harmony, that they share the same voices, or do you really think of them as unique chords on each beat?
Well, if you think of the intervals that are implied, you clearly see on the A sharp you can do third, diminished fifth and sixth and octave.
Yeah.
And on the C sharp you can do third, fourth, major, sixth, octave. Of course, from a modern point of view, this is the same harmony. I mean, it's all dominant seventh chord in inverted.
Yeah.
So, it's not so important for me. If I really want to have a correct counterpoint, and I need to think about doubling the bass or avoiding to double the bass.
Right.
So like, and then
right.
If that makes sense.
It does, yeah. This is not a rule that is in, I don't think it's in Furno, but that fourth scale degree descending to the third, there's the option, right, in Fenaroli where you can have the 6-4-3 chord, kind of a diminished chord. Is that
6-4-3?
Because normally is it normally 6-4-2 on the fourth scale degree going down to the third? I mean, here you'd probably put a 5 chord, yeah, but you can also put a 6-4-2, I guess.
Well, yes, that's the same consideration as in number 1. I jump on the fourth and I walk down. So the most standard is 3-5. But of course, I mean, to take more liberty, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong. I think it was like you could put a diminished chord on the. Was it the 6th scale degree or the 4th scale degree? I don't know. Forget. I'm going to cut that. So it's okay. Okay. Wow. Beautiful. I mean, this is such a beautiful one, and I think this was the one. I think one of your students privately, I got to know them, and they played this for me. And afterwards, I asked, like, what is that piece? Oh, that's Furno 2. I thought they were just improvising a Fantasia. And it was incredible. And it's Furno 2. So, but anyway, would you like to show just a simple how you would just show a model answer for a student who's just doing this?
Here again. This is all things we know, basically.
Yeah.
Now, special for minor, because I can do sixth, augmented sixth. Now, this what we talked. If I have two voices, I can do. Now again. Now this last part is really exciting. Again with the deceptive cadence. So I can do. And adding. And I repeat the same notes. But alternatively, I could also do. Or even
Neapolitan.
So
that's great. Okay. Now, just because of time, look at that. We're almost coming to the hour. So let's jump to 3. Now, 3 is a real cadence workout, isn't it? Really works out your cadences.
So from now on, every number has a preceding new rule or a new element. And the one element that is important here to introduce is the cadenza composta, as that you recognize from the half note, and at the end the cadenza doppia. So it starts like, as I already I'm acquainted to. Now, this is what I learned. I do octave, prepares for the fourth, that is resolved, and goes back. And every cadence here is just in C major and features the same characteristic, just with variations. So instead of a half note, I do 2 quarter notes in octave. Again, there is actually a variation, either or. And the same for the measure 10. I want to talk about measure 9 later.
Yes.
And then the cadenza doppia.
Beautiful. Let's measure 9 is a very interesting one because you have 2 of the same 6th scale degree. So what do I put? Do I put the raised 6? Do I put a 5 chord? What do I put?
So my theory is, or what I like most.
Oh, hold on a second. I think what did I do here? I clicked something and now the background is gone. Wait 1 second. Oh dear. What did I do? Wait, can I okay, that was scary. Okay. All right. Let's take that again. So start from your answer.
So what I love about measure 9 is, yes, the 2 A's. In my view, it's a combination of the 2 ideas that we learned in number 1. Is the first A is like the one that you jump on and you jump away, which would mean like in that context. The second A, though, is the one that goes down by step, which needs.
Okay.
So here we go.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And that can you, if you don't have a teacher, you look at that and go, "What do I do in that situation?" Because they don't really answer that in the rules. Right? Furno just gives it to you, and this is why it's good to have a teacher. Okay.
I'm just guessing. I mean, I don't know what Furno thought about it. Perhaps there's a solution that I never thought about.
Maybe there's
there's a very nice solution to put on, namely with the seventh. But the seventh, that is really something that we learn later only. But we don't know this yet here.
Right. Okay, should we just quickly go through a realization of number 3?
Oh, yes.
Bravo. I'm so privileged to have you on this show today. What a treat for me and my audience. Okay, let's go to number 4. Okay, now we're getting serious here, right? We're getting serious. We've got key changes for the first time.
Yes. Which is so nice in the understanding of the style. I think it's really terminazione di tono or uscita di tono. Just take a little shift to take a little turn to another key. And with this number 4 and 5, it's all about relative changes. So you always need to, if you work on it, what you want to do is remember where you come from and where you go to in a relative way of thinking.
Okay, the context always matters when you're doing this. And that's something that in modern education is quite difficult, because I notice that people ask, what is a chord? And then they spell out a chord and say, what is this chord? But in this context, you can't really do that, because you need to know where you've come from and where you're going, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
So again,
should we just talk? I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask, people who look at this might think, okay, what keys are going on right now?
It's what you want to do is look for the place where you can detect a 4-5-1 bass.
Okay.
And it's not hard to do. The beginning is again just an opening gesture. So you have two moments, like the F sharp.
Right.
And now.
Right. So we start in C, and then we go to G.
To G, yes.
Okay.
Which is what all of the major pieces in classical music
essentially do. Is it that F sharp? Is that like a red flag for you when you see the F sharp? Okay.
Yes. It's what Furno provides you with the rules before in the treatise. Look for the semitone going up.
Wonderful. Okay. So we're in G, and then what happens, Tobias?
What happens next? You mean?
I'm so excited.
So.
Oh. Yeah. It sounds like a minor key.
It sounds like a minor key. Yes, and why? Actually, if the new key is in B.
I see B. Now that's my question. B major or B minor? Which is the right key?
Yes. Why? What? Either B major or B minor. So try both. So I must start with a G major chord.
Right.
E major 5. So now I go, for example.
19th century.
Does it make sense? Or would
Now that makes more sense. Yeah, and then I guess
so? Why?
at least it's not such a huge jump.
Yes, and especially, and we will see this with Furno actually, especially because of the G before. This is so nice to see that you always come from somewhere. You kind of bear within you the feeling of a certain key that you relate to in a new key, and the G makes total sense in a cadential pattern of B minor. If you replace the first G in that measure 5 with a B, you get exactly what you did in number 2.
Right.
See?
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We
So
progress into B minor. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then I see F natural. What does that mean?
No, but you need to see measure 6 first.
I jumped ahead because what's this?
There's another 4-5-1 to D. Now, is it D major or D minor?
That's a good question. So B minor has 2 sharps, and if I went to D minor, that would be 1 flat, or if I went to D major, it would be also 2 sharps. My guess is D major, no change in the key signature. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Well, let's just try both. So B minor, measure 6. So, sorry.
Didn't sound so good. Yeah, it sounded better.
Sounded better.
Yeah, it sounded
Again,
better.
exactly the same story, just the other way around. If I replace in measure 6, I play.
Right.
The B here, the root on B actually is just the 6th scale degree of D major.
In hindsight.
In hindsight, yes, exactly.
Right. But in the moment, do you think like that?
Well, I think this is where the two spaces kind of overlap, and
especially if you play this over and over and over again, you start to be aware of that B, I guess, in the context. If you're going to play this, if you loop this whole thing, then I guess that B is going to have more of a significance rather than if the very first time you played it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so bar 7, goodbye to the F sharp.
Well, this is really sort of break here, friction because we need to end in D major on the first beat of measure 7. But what are we going to do next? And it's again, at the moment, just I take a breath and I play. My next cadence is in A, and it's really obvious A minor.
Right.
Because first of F. And Furno tells you that if you go down by a semitone, it can be 6/5 of a future minor key.
Right.
And also of the third here is minor.
Right. Exactly. Very interesting.
So this is clearly in A minor.
A minor.
So I can do.
Right. Okay. And then I see, this is a good question now. So A minor, we see F sharp. Now my question to you, Tobias, do we go to G major, which is 1 sharp, or do we go to G minor, which is 2 flats?
Yes. Wonderful. We don't have a 6th and we don't have a 3rd scale degree here. So basically you can do both. So you end up. This one would make a lot of sense in if you look ahead. Because the next one is again is D minor.
Yes.
So you have to decide: am I going from A minor to G minor, and then from G minor to D minor, or am I more into the Fonte feeling? It's A minor followed by G major, which has then the consequence of this is that then in measure 10, the B flat is a little flash again.
Right.
But
and yes, for you, what preference do you have? Are you fine with both?
I'm fine with both, actually. There is, yes, I don't know. I really don't know.
Right.
All right, I like both.
So then D minor, and then it's fairly straightforward at that point, right? It's fairly right back to the beginning with C major, the B to the C, that's 7 to 1. All right. Yes. Shall we wrap
it up here? What I invite listeners to conceptualize is the movement from the pattern from C to G is from a major key to the key of its dominant, which is, for example, in Clementi. Exactly the same bass.
Yeah, wow.
So from C to G. And then from G to B minor, which is from a major key to the key of its third scale degree. Then from a minor key, again to the key of the third scale degree, which is then a major key. And, well, what happens in measure 11 is taking it down a step from A, and that can be both, like from a minor to another minor or a minor to a major. Brilliant. So in number 5, if we want to scroll down now.
Oh, do we get to hear number 4?
Oh, of course. Well, again, I'm really...
sounds so good.
I don't want to show off too much.
Wonderful. Great job. You can show off all you like, man. If you're comfortable. Okay, number 5.
Mm-hmm. There is one, or at least one new way of modulating is in measure 8. So why don't I play it a bit?
Okay.
Here, what is also new is the repetition of the B flat. For example, with a single voice.
Yeah, so what do we do there? 6/5 on the first, the second? What do you do?
You can do both, I think. You can do. Sorry. Well, probably not. Anyway, just an invitation to expand a bit on that pattern. Then again from C to E minor. So the next is from E minor to A minor. So I need to end in E minor in measure 8. And now I need to treat the E as the dominant.
Yep.
So one nice option that I actually learned only a week ago from another student.
Oh.
You see? I like it a lot.
You said this in the last interview. You said you learn from your students all the time.
Yes, I always play it just.
Mm-hmm.
But this is much more interesting.
Brilliant.
Yes. So to A minor. And then the next one, again, you can argue, is it from is it to G minor or G major?
Right.
Actually, you could also go C minor, but it will be a very far away from the general key also.
Yeah.
Because next, anyway, probably.
Right.
Alternatively, this is just what I like privately, very little bit. Here's a nice moment.
Yep. Let's go right back to Tobias. I have a quick question on this measure. There's a B natural and then a B flat. Is that a super quick modulation to C? And then we go right back to F. Well, what's happening?
Yes. So we are definitely in D minor before. If you take it in a different way, no. Sorry. You could go. It could be from D minor to C major,
Right.
and here it's really taking back to F major.
Yeah.
Via a short moment of C major.
So it's just a whiff, a hint of C major, just like a little 18th century thing. Wonderful. I probably, since time is short, we're going to have to talk and play through these examples, I think. So I think that was really good. Number 6. Okay.
So the new pattern.
I'll just keep quiet. You play and narrate through it then.
Yes. So the new pattern is in measure 3. I go. This is the whole idea of moto del basso. You get a kind of zigzag pattern. Here it's a descending one, down by third, up by step. And you have a pairing of harmonization. So a 5-3 followed by 6-5, and again can enrich it by or even here's a wonderful ninth. You should play this on a harpsichord or an organ.
Of course.
Just anyway, this is the pattern, and then you go the same in D major.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, these brief moments of eighth notes are so nice in Furno when they appear. Wonderful. Any further comments on 6 before we jump to 7?
No, I think we can go.
Okay, let's go 7 now. We
7
have a lot of interesting things happening.
Mm-hmm. The main two moti del basso is the ascending and the descending scale with you need to have the 5th here.
Yep.
And the whole question of you want to do a variation during the repetition and so on. And then the same in G major. So now here you also want to have the 5th, because now you're going.
Beautiful.
So instead
7-6.
You start the same way, but now the 6th turns into the 7th.
Love 7s.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Here are some interesting moments. Here, actually, now we know that we can do the 7th instead of also.
That's interesting. This D here for 2 beats.
Yes, it's actually like the very last element of the descending scale a descending scale in this 7-6 pattern. So the 6 turns into 7.
Because it doesn't sound so nice to put. I mean, the 6-4-3 doesn't quite, not as nice as that 7.
It's just more bare.
Yeah.
Here again, you can do either or.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, number 8.
Number 8 has
this is the greatest one of all. This is the greatest one.
So make sure you get the 3rd here, because it will turn into 7, and here just have two voices. 7/3, and then the roles change. Again. Now the question is, if I stayed in G minor, but I see that I'm moving to D major, so I probably prefer the C major, the C sharp.
Right.
And then
another Moti del Basso.
Here is, you have two voices that go in canon, like that do the same, and they kind of have a canon movement. So one is octave, fourth, third, fifth, octave, fourth, third. And the other one does the same, but in the other leap. So third, fifth, octave, third. Octave, fourth, third, fifth, octave, fourth. And together,
Can I ask you a question, Tobias? When you teach, do you use the names do you use the Partimento names, or do you say, oh, this is a Monte Romanesca? What's your preference?
My preference at the moment is just to talk about the pattern. Don't give it the name too much here. Just give the
sound and the yeah. Got it. Okay. Okay. Great. So the two beautiful ones.
Yeah.
This one, number 8, has a lot of good stuff. All right. And then what happens for the rest of it?
So here's an interesting variant in this, because it has a close similarity to if I had the bass line instead of I can do exactly the same thing in the right hand. Or and I can work also with slurring, of course.
Beautiful.
That's you see, you asked me about 4 going to 5, and can I have 5 fifth chord on the 4? If the fifth before the cadenza doppia makes a lot of sense. So I can go.
It does sound great. Yeah.
Whereas is a little bit more barren. So
now, a quick question: if your hands get too close, when do you jump to save yourself from clashing? How do you escape? What's the escape hatch to?
I don't know.
Okay, we finished.
Yes. So
okay.
that's it.
Okay.
A moment for a little cadence.
And why would Furno put this little rest here? Is that like a rhetorical thing?
Yes, perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and we're starting to get really serious now. Now we get number 9.
Well, here is the situation where the upper voice creates the dissonance instead of the lower voice. I get, on the second beat I do, or, and on the third beat I go, so I go 2-5 on the third beat over the bass. Followed by 3-6, or stay. In the second measure, though, there is not the C to B step, but the C jumps away.
Yeah.
So I need to stay. I cannot do the same. I just need to stay. So again, the context decides on what I do.
Great.
And then the variations are in measure 6. I get just a repeated note, but it's the same context. And the dotted half note.
Yeah, why is it so long?
Well, just to have a variation. Instead of quarter note followed by half note, you can also have a dotted half note.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then in measure 11, this is now a sequencing. Which is a kind of moto del basso,
Right.
followed by the 7th, or by the falling of 5th sequence, actually, the last bit. That's
now this it's when people learn the rule of the octave, they think second scale degree 3, 4, 6, but no, not sometimes this is an exception, right?
Yes. It's to do with this either suspension or the end of the falling of 5th sequence.
Right. It's so beautiful. Okay. And then we have more of these 4/2 chords here.
Perhaps just saying modulate.
And it modulates because it's not returning, right?
It's followed by definitely by a cadence into G.
And so
and then now the next cadence will be A minor. So why not? Now, sequencing within the scale of A minor. I could go on, but no. So it takes us back to C because of suddenly the bass has a downbeat. This one. Here the Partimento could end, but there's a little afterthought. Now in F major I go just to make a difference between the first appearance of is The second.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tobias, for doing this. This is incredible. You're doing such a service, swelling the Partimento ranks with your incredible work. Okay, so I have to bring this up here because it needs to be higher. But this is the final one of Furno's examples. This is the one where he synthesizes all his rules into a single Partimento. This is the final boss.
Yes. If you can do this, you really... No. Again, shall I play or
go through it? Yeah.
Okay. So this really just simple. Already tricky. No, what do I do here? Probably that. Modulating to G. Now, the idea of 5, 6, 7, but now the F is the next cadence is in D minor, hence again very short. I can instead of I get the 7, 6 idea. Just the bass goes down by 2 times by 4th, but it's the same like going down by 4th, up by 5th. You might sometimes switch position. Here I like
what a treat. We went through all 10, and I know you have to rush off, Tobias. What a great honor it is that you've done this for the community and to come on the show, and I'm so appreciative. Now, I want to spend the last couple of minutes. Please tell me what event. There's a very special event coming up, right? That's coming up, and I want you to promote that. And please mention the website that people can go to and how they can contact you, because I'm sure people are like, okay, I need to take lessons from this man right now. So give me an email address right now, something like that. Anyway, so just tell me what you want to promote.
Well, I want to promote the Menti Party. Really, this I have a little flyer, but it's on Partimenty.com, which is a summer academy in July 10th to 16th, and it will take place in Basel, Switzerland, in a beautiful old building in the center of the city, a little park, really nice facilities. But we'll also stream almost every activity to people who want to participate online, as we did last year. And we have a really amazing group of teachers: Peter van Toor, Nicolas Baragwanath, Catherine Motus, Maximilian Brisson, Ewald de Mere, Robert Debris, Tabea Schwarz, Barbara Schnebeli, and two cellists, specialists, Giovanna Barbati and Catherine Bahn. And they're all doing courses, giving lessons, lectures. But for me, as it happens the 5th time already, the most special quality about this is really coming together, sharing just the joy of improvising and composing based on all these patterns and experiences of Partimenty. There's a lot of creative music making going on. And
I mean, it's incredible because there are not many of these sorts of things around. I mean, if you're a person who maybe you bought Gallant music in the Gallant style, maybe you bought The Art of Partimento, those are phenomenal books. Now you're thinking, now where do I go? Who do I meet? There's no one to there's no one to meet. I'm all alone. But you're not alone, because you can go to this event and you can meet many, many like-minded people, and you can network, and you can make a lot of friends, people who are all sharing the same interest. This is the 5th iteration of this event. Can you tell me, how has it grown, and have you seen repeated people coming in, some success stories of students? I know there's some really phenomenal people that have come out of the Menti Party.
Well, it started with in 2018 when I just thought I had so many students, but always working separately. I wanted to make them meet, and they traveled a lot, partly because they live literally scattered in the whole world. So, but we were a kind of smaller community, like children and teenagers and adults, and then it just grew from there. And when in 2 years ago, when we had to do a 100% online version, there were more people from all over the world, really, and those continue to meet during the year, and there's really a nice community. We have regular Sunday afternoon sessions and all kinds of connections, and this is really worth, because for this kind of work, I think one needs to have, of course, it's a very individual way of learning, and you need to spend a lot of time on your own, but there is also a lot of potential in just listening to one another and sharing ideas, and then the air starts to vibrate.
Absolutely. I mean, very special. Well, please go to the website partimenty.org, and I also want to. Sorry, what am I saying? Can I say that again? So please check out partimenty.com for more information on the Menti Party 2022, and also, people, please go to Tobias's YouTube channel. There's some great tutorials on his YouTube channel as well. I'm going to ask you, sir, please, you need to make more videos, because you've made us all wait. You appeared. There's one time, like there was a long break, and then suddenly you appeared with some incredible videos, like 151, 3451, and then you stopped again. So I want you to continue, sir. Please continue your amazing work. And I can say that Tobias is one of our best teachers, in the community, one of the best. So keep up the phenomenal work. I really hope Menti Party is a tremendous success. And thank you again for taking the time. I know you have to run. So thank you so much, Tobias. And let's talk soon.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Nikhil. Really. Thank you.